Hey guys, Randy with Academia Christi here. Viri Christi what would be the garden vlog. I think I'm changing it to the now. This is the just the Viri Christi homesteading, if you will. This is the weekly garden walk around. That's what I'm going to try to do now, and then get some other Viri Christi homesteading videos in between those. That'd be cool. I think I'm trying to get to even a almost daily, every other day video would be pretty nice, I think. So yeah, we're here. As I said in the last couple of videos, probably last week, I lost about I think it was 2.5 months or so of footage. So it's unfortunate as I'm going through though. This time, first time sort of around things, for, refreshing everything. I'm going to be, delving very deeply into sort of what's happened the past couple months. So what I lost, I don't think I'm going to get that footage back. I think I'm just going to have to learn to live with that. So I'll just work with it. It's not like there was anything super substantial happening. I'm going to try to touch on all the most major points that I think I did in the past 2.5 months, the things that I really myself want to remember. Because again, this vlog, and I think this is something I mentioned a lot in the last 2.5 months, this is mostly for my own use, but of course for anyone else, if they can learn something from this, that's cool too. And of course, it's just documenting my own gardening, homesteading adventure. And so, yeah, right now, waiting for sun to come out. It's about 7:30. It's not even 50 degrees yet, so I'm also kind of a wuss when it comes to the cold. I hate it. So we're waiting for that. I actually have some plants covered up right now, and even in the back. And so we're gonna wait. I'm gonna actually record everything today for the garden walk around. Maybe put it out in one video. We'll see. And then, we'll probably do a walk around, and then I'll do an in-depth for some of the stuff in the back that I didn't get to yet in an in-depth video. So those will be two separate ones, but I'll get to the back in both videos, so we'll see it in here too. But while we wait for that sun to rise and for the temperature to get up to over 50 would be nice, so we can actually uncover this stuff and look at it. I will show some other stuff we got going on, like in here for one. This is our current stash. This is only, we've had so many tomatoes come through here at this point. We haven't actually sold any, but we've given away tons. We've lost a bunch just from neglect, like we're about to. And some of these were probably kind of bad whenever I brought them in, but I wasn't sure. So I brought them in and kind of cordoned them off a little bit. But for the most part, the other ones are doing decent still. These are all relatively fresh, kind of. Actually, they're more like a week or so old at this point. So need to get used, need something done with them. There are, though, some really nice ones here. Definitely want to use. But yeah, I'll be giving away a lot of these. Most of these, maybe. Most of the good ones. And then, of course, these over here, just more. Give away some of those, too. Some bad ones, again, here, too. Some nice ones. A lot of dirty ones. I don't know. I think maybe I should clean them. I don't know if I'm supposed to clean them immediately or not. Real quick, we'll look at where the hydroponics unit's at. Had the lettuce in here in the corners, took it out. Cilantro is still in here, looking nice. It's grown like crazy. Cut it back a bunch. I don't know. It might be done because I let it go so long and then cut it back a bunch. And I don't know if that'll kill it faster. Reaches the light a lot. This basil finally kind of popping up. It's had a rough time, mostly just because I don't fertilize fast enough. In fact, I didn't have any fertilizer left at one point, so I had to wait for it. I have it now. Same with this ghost pepper. I had the one in here, took it out. It's outside on the porch now in a small grow bag. This one's going to be in the other small grow bag, I believe. That's where I'll end up putting that. But I kept it in here a little longer because why not? See how those little leaf nodes popping up now because of the recent fertilization. And then finally, our newest. We got a little banana pepper here. All our banana peppers were nursery bought, just had 6 of them. This is the first one we are doing by our own, seeds, which came from those banana peppers. Now that we have a ton of those, we'll see in a bit. Grab these. And we have a lot that are outside. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, they're all right. Don't like covering up tomatoes because that actually tends to make them, that might make them smell, like keep all the smell trapped in, and then it's a big whiff. But anyway, here, half of what we currently have, well, maybe a third now because we just picked a bunch of what we have with the cherry types, small varieties of tomatoes, or large red, a mixture of our super sweets and our Chadwick cherries, both hybrid types from Burpee. I'm not sure which are which because I think they both grow small. I don't know if maybe the super sweets are even smaller than the Chadwicks. I'm not sure, but maybe we'll find that out before the end of the year. I did do a video taste testing all the cherry varieties. I'm gonna have to do a new one because I lost that. Here are the Napa grapes. Looking nice. Had those coming up. One of the first ones. Ooh, that's a Sydney one. Actually, it's getting a little goofy now, so we'll just throw that in the compost barrel there. And our yellow plums, lastly, looking pretty nice. They tend to hold up pretty nicely, but some of them do get these brown spots. They're still pretty decent though. Almost look like bananas, don't they? That one's getting a little soft, but still good. Usually if they're a little softer or they just have a smaller blemish, I'll give them to Sydney, the dog. That's what you've seen. This one sitting on the floor over here. It's actually not one that's blemished. It's I guess maybe a tad just starting to get overripe. That's why I'm giving it to her. Oh yeah, we also have a little bowl of aromas over here because we had enough of those and they're pretty small, so you can do that. I might give those all away to my grandma to do some saucing. Maybe, because, and I almost missed them over here. This is where many of our other tomatoes ended up. This was like maybe a dozen of our Cherokee purples only. It's just the Cherokee purples for that one. That was our first one. So my practice with my grandmother who knows what she's doing. So she kind of taught me very quickly. It didn't take very much. Pretty easy. These were by myself, and they were just a variety, a mixture of actually, I guess, no, this was like a dozen Cherokee purples. This was like a dozen. Some of them were smaller. Maybe it was more than that. Maybe it was more like toward 20 for these. Came out nice. And it should be decent for a bit longer, but this, my almost half a pint, maybe a third of a pint of what looks like much thicker sauce than these guys. That's because it is. And that was like a dozen tomatoes. I cooked them in a slow cooker so long that's where they ended up. Oh, I guess, and we'll get into our peppers now too. Here are the ones I have in the fridge, which seems to be keeping them really nicely. As we'll see here, nice cayenne peppers. These are relatively older. Don't like the look of the top there. It needs to be used probably. These are like the last two, I think, jalapenos at the moment. Wait a second. This one is a jalapeno. This one might be our oldest fish pepper. We haven't eaten any of those yet. Oh no! Ah! Man! Banana pepper. Oh no, yeah, it's all moldy for whatever reason. Alright, so two. That's unfortunate. That's our Serrano, our only Serrano so far. Throw that in the sink. That's our only Serrano so far, and what? No way. What is up with that? What's up with these banana peppers, man? Going bad on me. Maybe they're just that old, I guess. Maybe. Don't. Go get your tomato. Sometimes she hasn't eaten enough yet to, sometimes she knows. Yeah, there you go. She gets confused sometimes. She's like, I don't know what this is. And I'm like, you gotta pop it. But she knows now. Good job. Dang, man, that sucks. that's two more banana peppers. I'm sure I've lost others, a couple others. And they were sitting in with these. So these peppers, man, I don't know now. Are they all going to be ruined? Two nice Hungarian blacks, the Serrano from the early like December pepper. This is a fish pepper. Our one jalapeno left. We'll have more coming, I think. Oh, we have other jalapenos. That's our last of an old batch. And then two cayennes here. Man, what in the world? I'm going to wash these now. Glad I looked at them. Got some zucchini still chilling. A lot of it, actually. Our mustard we haven't seeded yet. And a bunch of pepper seeds. Banana peppers. Poblanos. Jalapeno Gen 2. And some Hungarian blacks. These all our cayenne. Most of our cayenne, at least. These are all Nature's Edge. These are the pepper brand experiment cayenne. The ones facing a different direction are the sustainable sprout. These ginormous ones are Serenity, and that one there is Rebel Gardens. And that one here is one that was a different one, but it didn't look great, so it's separated from the others. That one's a good one, but it fell off of there, where I have all my older Gen 2 Nature's Edge cayennes that I picked off the off those nice big cayennes out in the ground. And get more strung soon, but those are looking decent, I guess. And then lastly, we got here this little container. Got our banana peppers that are not molding at the top, so that's cool. Got a bunch more fish peppers that have started coming up nice and prolifically now, fruiting, ripening, that is. Our Aleppo chilies, which are almost done now. We have a ton of those. And our jalapenos from these are sustainable sprout. As we can see here, the Serenity are obviously the best cayenne so far. And although these are the only jalapenos from the pepper brand experiment so far, I can tell you, unless I've already showed the video, or it'll be in this video a bit later, just after this, all the ones that are still in the ground ripening. But these are the biggest from sustainable sprout of all the peppers, jalapenos, that is. Looking amazing. And that's that. Bunch of red ripe peppers there. Look at the corking on those. Nuts. They are starting to get a little soft, so need to use those. These Aleppos hold up really nicely. These are relatively old. These were holding up. They do well until they get red, the banana peppers, and they were doing really well in the fridge until now. And then those fish peppers seem to go pretty quick. They're probably good for sauce, and maybe even able to dry them. Called fish peppers because you use them with fish, apparently, just to spice fish. Here's our mustard seed bowl. That's all we got, but that's a decent bit of mustard seed. I mean, that's way more than we would need for planting, at least. Got some dried herbs, spearmint, lavender, dill, some basil, I thought somewhere. Some basil all over the place. Basil down there, the giant thing of basil. Some dried dill up there that may or may not be good. I don't know. But yeah, that's about it for in here. I mean, there is a lot kind of going on since we have a lot of produce now. And again, we lost a lot of recordings. Had a lot more that we've used, given away throughout these last 2 months or so. It's coming along really nicely. Maybe not quite enough to like go out and sell. Although, honestly, I'm getting to the point where these cherry tomatoes I could probably have like every week. And especially if I kept up on the picking, I may have not lost like 40%. I've lost about 40% of my tomatoes, like from initial picking, stuff that was already too bad to take, and then stuff like this that sat too long. So if I was actually selling it, maybe it wouldn't have sat. If I was actually selling it, maybe I would be out picking it more often, every other day, every 3 days, something. And what that was mostly, I guess I never really waited over 3 days, maybe once, and that was maybe when I lost a decent bit back there. But if I didn't do all that, maybe I would have had plenty to sell, and especially if I would have got them in the ground at a reasonable time. Same with the peppers. Then I would definitely have a bunch of stuff to sell. This could have went relatively well this year, much better than it did. I'm still happy with how it's progressed. Again, we're October 4th here, so getting near the end. of our growing season. Gonna be able to extend it because I just got a bunch of floating row cover for the peppers and tomatoes back there, but it's only going to be like another month, I think. It's going to be pretty cold the end of this week, so the row cover needs to be up, and hopefully we'll be able to extend another month or so. But yeah, that's it in here. We will move out to the other things. So we do have some things I was trying to keep a little warmer in here. We still have this basil I have yet to transplant, and you know what I just found out? This Thai basil is perennial. The rest of it's annual. So I'm definitely probably today, and then if I do, I'll show it. Putting this Thai basil in this pot, which is actually already full of dirt. Very full of dirt, actually. I don't think it needs any more at all. Probably just pop some fertilizer in there, and then pop those guys right in, all 4 of them. There's just one in each of those there. But they look really nice, don't they? Other than the fact that they're flowering. So, but that's okay, because again, they're perennial. If we can, we'll definitely even collect seeds from there to get more. But we'll be popping that indoors, I think, in the garage. And then we'll do the same with the other sweet basils. But we're gonna see if we can get these ties to continue. Looking beautiful. I like the color combination, the regular colored leaves with this purple stem, purple flowers. Very distinct from all the other, the sweet basil just comes up green and white flowers, green stalks of the flowers and everything. The purple basil, the red basil does the same. It's all the same color, kind of, although beautiful light purple flowers come out. But yeah, the Thai basil, the multicolored plant, I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, and then we got just a couple of our small peppers in here that I didn't want getting too cold out there. They may have gotten just as cold in here. Who knows? This is our ghost pepper from in the hydroponics unit. Here is our poblano that was late. It's actually looking decent, isn't it? Probably a little colder right now. I can feel how cold it is. Not good. I don't know what I'm going to put this in exactly. I was going to maybe go in that pot or a bag like this, but I have another one of these in the hydroponics that needs probably to go in the bag like this. And again, I'm going to put that Thai basil in here because it's going to be a perennial. I think I can just keep it in that container for good. That'd be cool. So this is going to need something else to go in, and I might be able to get rid of something that's potted up right now before I transplant this. Although I can tell you right now, it's probably fine to be transplanted into something bigger than that. And this is obviously something that I'll try to keep indoors. Poblanos will be pretty good for an indoor grow, I think, even though they're pretty big. See what we can do. And this, finally, the banana pepper that's been in here its whole life, just recently watered, so it's kind of a little perked up, but it's lost a lot of leaves. Not really a lot, I guess. Not looking amazing. It had 3 peppers come off of it. They were pretty nice. I think it was just under fertilized, if anything. Really, that and a bit underwatered, but I think really it just needs fertilized again. But I don't know if I'm going to do that or if I'm just gonna toss it, because now we're getting close to the end of the season. Not every single pepper is coming indoors. One of the banana peppers is, but I'll probably just end up doing the nicer one that's out singularly, and the black container like that, and be able to use this big one for something else next year. I think that's the plan. You can hear the geese going. Took the cucumber out. This is actually a branch of the ahi limon I have in the pot, but it broke off. I don't know if it was from the being covered up and the winds bashing around or what it was, but I just figured I'd throw it in some dirt. This probably needs something more because this dirt seems very dead. But yeah, the cucumbers are done. Took those out. Took the dill out. I'm actually thinking about refilling this with 3 cucumbers and 3 dill, maybe all at the same time. Maybe not. Maybe I'll offset them by a month, but actually try to get the tricumber going correctly. And up here, lastly, these are just actually, this is some like partially fertilized dirt, and then this is the oregano that failed. So and could put something else in there. And over here on the table, we got some older cayenne. I actually set those off because they look like they might have some issues, but they don't look too bad, I guess. Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe it's just dirt stains. I don't know if that's a thing. Could just be dirt stains because they don't look like anything else is happening to them, so that's good. They've been out there for several days now like this. Kind of older tomatoes need used. Even older cherry tomatoes that are somehow still like really nice. Those are like a week old or something, I think. Less old. These are only a few days old here. Those are also some more old tomatoes. And give those away to somebody. This jalapeno came from, I think it was Rebel Gardens. I'm worried about it because I found a couple rotten ones out there on the nice 316 plant. This one, it's hard to tell. I'm trying to figure out if it's also rotting or if maybe I caught it in time or it wasn't rotting at all maybe. But I took it out of these bags I have that I collected them in. Let's take a look at what everyone's got here. Okay, so here's the new Rebel Gardens harvest so far. That's a decent looking jalapeno there. I guess it's not ripening. I don't know why I picked it. But it looks like it can be used anyway. I mean, it's nice and firm. If this one's good, it needs to probably be used. It does actually, it feels a little soft up here, so I'm not sure. Could be rotten. These cayenne look good though. Different sizes. Decent size one there. The one Rebel Gardens one we did take was a decent size itself. Those are two, both nice ones. A couple little tiny ones, but that's cool. That's cool. Nice. Those are nice snacking ones, right? Just pop those in your mouth. Yeah. Gonna leave this other jalapeno out still. Then we have our Serenity bag with just the one. This one cayenne was the only one done. It feels really good. Looks brown up there, but it's okay. I do need to clean these faster if I'm going to be drying them, which I am. These are drying, we'll see. Indoors, these are drying really nicely as they are. Just, you know, even though they're so big, they're still drying just as nice as the other ones. Massive harvest from... There it is. Massive harvest from Sustainable Sprout. All these massive jalapenos. Just looking amazing. I didn't have any issues with those rotting, just those Rebel Gardens for whatever reason. But these things are huge. I've eaten two of the big ones we've already had. They're a nice taste. They're not like the hottest ones I had. Those early Nature's Edge ones were like super spicy jalapenos, spiciest they can get probably. These were a nice medium spice range, I would say. Not a mild jalapeno, but not really a hot one either. I imagine the rest will probably be around the same. Yeah, really happy about that though. So obviously, Sustainable Sprout, by far the best jalapenos. Yeah, and then of course this cayenne accidentally fell, or I accidentally took it off, something like that. But a decent outcome of cayennes as well for the Sustainable Sprout. Now they're starting to kind of pop off there, I'd say. So both the jalapenos and the cayennes for Sustainable Sprout doing really nicely. And if I wanted to, and I did want to, but I don't think I'll be able to do it in time, I would have liked to sauce these giant Serenity cayennes and let the other cayennes dry. And then finally, our Nature's Edge harvest. No jalapenos yet there, but we have a few more cayenne. Looking good. It's the same. It's been producing probably the most cayennes, although the Serenity are the largest. And again, the Sustainable Sprout starting to pick up itself now as well. These here aren't part of the pepper brand experiment. These are all the Gen 2 Nature's Edge cayennes that I have out growing in the home garden and one in the pot. You can just see there. These are where the majority of my cayennes are coming from. Those peppers. It's fantastic. I was picking these at like 9 at night a few days ago, the day that it was going to get really cold out, and I'm like, I got to get out there and get as much as I can. There's some tomatoes, a lot of cherry tomatoes that I had to leave, so we'll see soon today how those did. But that's it for in here. Oh, I also have basil stems with the flowers, basil flower stems, I should say, with the flowers on them. Waiting to see if I can get some seeds off of them. These are the 2 nursery types. That's why it says nursery there. This is a Genovese, and I didn't get any large leaf Italian. So we will have these 3 types. That's all I'm really most concerned, obviously, about the red basil. I have enough of the other types of seeds. But if I can get some red basil seeds, then that'd be cool. Get some more for free next year. It smells so good. And like I said, we have this stuff covered up. Peppers and tomatoes in the back covered up. The melons obviously pretty much failed, so I wasn't worried about them. The cucumbers were done, so I wasn't worried about them. The home garden is so a bunch of stuff I'm also kind of not worried about at this point. This stuff, again, not worried about it at this point. I wonder if I can salvage some of these dry herbs, though. Maybe, just maybe, these lavenders and this sage. And then the parsleys aren't dry herbs. They're still doing okay. That stuff looks like it's done. Again, it would have been so nice to do something with it. I'm gonna pull this out. Oh, look at that. Looks like there was actually maybe a peanut growing there, but it's way too cold now for these guys. I'm just gonna have to pull those, get those bags, clean them up. Got a lot of cleanup to do. Oh, this parsley is going nuts. Oh my goodness. That is like a completely different plant, right? Than like a month. Well, you wouldn't have known, but yeah, I picked it back recently and then it just shot out. This was the prize head, the only one that lasted of the leaf lettuces in here. That leaf would actually still taste good. I haven't had any of this Swiss chard. Doesn't look like it really turned out that great. Whatever, I guess. I think I'm going to use this for leaf lettuce and this for more herbs indoor growing in the garage this winter. Have our leaf lettuce and all the herbs we need right there. Here are tomatoes. Just going to show all the stuff that's uncovered here and basically dead probably. This early girl didn't last very long because of many reasons. Out later in a smaller container, not really doing as good right off the bat, and of course it's cold now, so then you see this guy doing fine-ish. It's the black crim. I don't know what's up with that. I'm gonna pick that guy off. Here the bodacious beefsteak, which is still finishing off, but again you can see even uncovered it's been we had upper 30s overnight past couple days, so still holding up really well. Bodacious beefsteak there. Brandywine red still looking nice itself. This is one of the finer looking plants that we have here, I would say, pretty obviously, since it's still going. The Roma looks like it's about done. And again, if I wanted to, and I don't really, I don't think that any of these are worth doing it with. These can be overwintered like peppers. I don't know, pop it back right about there or something, take the whole thing inside. We'll probably try that at some point, especially if we get some that we really like, that look better than this, something like this. I mean, look at this cherry tomato. Remember, I talked about this a while back, how it was growing. Now it's really easy to see this big curve this way, and it goes the whole way out, comes the whole way back in, and then I was able to kind of get it up here. These cherries looking good, feeling good. Nice. Hope we got a couple more over here. Finish things up. Looks like that Roma down there may be just about ready to pick too, and that one up there, the male, maybe a few that are ready to pick back there. And come out and get these cherries as well. Cherokee purple. This thing is interesting. It's dead not dead, I don't know. It's got to be dying, but then you go down here and you see how this looks like, kind of like fresh growth in here. I don't know. No more tomatoes though right now. And then we got our Amish paste here. Got a couple tomatoes that are growing tiny. Maybe might make it. The plants itself are looking great. Neither is the super sauce or the regular heirloom beefsteak here. Both also seem like they've seen the end of their days. Yeah, I don't see any more super sauces. I thought there was one still. Oh, there it is. Be finished soon, maybe. Big old spider web there. And the beefsteaks are nothing to even really talk about because they're so tiny. So yeah, I would say basically these are all done. They're going to be cleaned up soon. We'll have our cherries still going for a little longer, maybe. Aromas, clean those up soon, probably. The Brandywine Red still doing its thing, I guess, for a little longer with the cherry, I guess, maybe. We'll see. And again, the Bodacious maybe finishing off. And the Black Crim probably doing the same. See, probably these bigger ones are kind of starting to maybe ripen or rot, one or the other. Remember when we had those rotting tomatoes early on? Didn't have any of that since that early part of the season, so that was really nice to see. Guess you didn't get to see that because you missed 2.5 months, but yeah, we didn't have any more rotting. We had some other, different issues, stuff eating them, maybe things like that, splitting, but no rotting. So yeah, all in all, these actually produced really well. I got a decent amount of tomatoes really from all of them. Not so much from the super sauce, maybe only a few Amish paste, only a few big beefsteaks in the back early on. Black Crims, we had a few. The Brandywine Red did pretty good. The Bodacious beefsteak ended up pretty decent. But really it was the Roma and the cherry where we had the most, by far, the Roma and the cherry. The Cherokee Purple, we ended up with a couple off of that worked out. See, I have those ripe. They were actually like rotten ones sitting here. Figured I'd just kind of let them go. I don't know why. They're not going to be able to self-seed, obviously, in this kind of weather, in my climate. And then lastly, before we go out, I'll show the other strawberries in a moment that are out in the ground. Here's the potted one. We can probably bring this indoors, I guess, instead of letting it just die. These guys, I would have liked to get them in the ground. I don't know what to do with them, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. These little potted strawberries. I guess bring them in with the big pot and just hope they survive and hope we can bring them out next year and plant them in the ground. We'll get to all this stuff on the real walk around, and yeah, I'll get to it all a little closer. Actually, you know what? I'll just do it right now because then I will get to it closer in a bit whenever I come back to do the more in-depth stuff. That zucchini we can probably take there, I'd say. This thing is the last one of the last Mohicans of the three, the only one going, but that's fine. That's great that it lasted this long. This marigold, beautiful. That one over there, also beautiful. Here we have a path full of weeds. We have a bunch of leaf lettuce that looks terrible, but hey, you know what? I bet this bib lettuce, oh yeah, look at all that dead bib there. That all self-seeded then, or it will self-seed. All that seed went to the ground. This is kind as this. That looks like it. That looks like the Paris Island Cost there. Prize head here, this big fella, the purplish reddish one. So we're gonna see all this stuff is gonna self-seed, and we're gonna have a ton of lettuce coming up all over the place. In fact, if it stays a little warm for the next, I don't know, half month, we might have a little bit of lettuce to gather again. We'll see. I wouldn't mind getting this stuff out, though. I'll maybe try to get out the stuff that's dead completely, leave the stuff in there that's still going to seed for now. Some of that looks like it went to seed. I don't know. Like stuff falling off of it. I can't remember what lettuce seed looks like. Oh look, we got our last couple tomatoes here. You see, I don't know if I showed this. I came out in and whacked all this stuff down, so finally can see where the basil is, can see where the paths are, things like that, and where the tomato is. This tomato that's now done. But I am not going to pull it because it's in the ground, so why pull it? I definitely need to see if it will come up again next year. I doubt it. Again, they are perennials. They're not perennial for our cold region here, but you just never know, I guess, right? Could be a warm winter. And I don't want to get too deep into all this. Our super beautiful basil here, we did not cut back. Maybe I never came out for it, but it's definitely flowering, which is okay. Just chop that back. I don't know if I want to though. You know what? I probably will chop it back one more time, or yeah, I'll chop it back one more time, and if it starts getting too cold, I'll take it all out, because it's annual, right? So it's not going to come back again. So might as well take it all out, get as much of the basil as we can before the year ends. Here's where all those cayenne were coming from. It's nice lavender. Look how nice that thing came in. I planted it in here so late. It's been crowded by spiky, prickly weeds. Still doing fantastic. This one over here too, not as good because it was even more crowded out before. And then there, look at that. On and on and on they go. I have so many peppers. That was the plan though. It's what I signed up for when I started this. So, man, I always hate seeing that. That's such a disappointment. I don't know what that's from. Obviously, it looks like something chewing on it though, right? I don't know what the heck is chewing on a cayenne pepper. If it's bugs, or if it's a critter that realized the mistake it made too late, just like I'm about to from splitting that with my fingers, and now it's going to be all over my fingers. I can smell the spice. Look at all those seeds in there. Wow. This thing is just jam-packed with them. It's such a disappointment. I mean, I have a ton of them. I guess it's not that bad, but I always hate, you hate seeing such a beautiful looking fruit like that, and then you get that one end, and it's just ruins the whole thing. Just to hate wasting them, you hate to have any of the waste, especially when you put the time into it, right? But we have a ton. You can see all the red in there, all the red all throughout here. There's so many. We do have the jalapenos back in here. A little easier to see some of them now with most of the stuff dying off in here. You do see also the ivy with the pest bug on it there. This gigantic weed. Whoop, that didn't help much. Yeah, anyway, we did get to this basil. We should probably just pull that out because it's not looking great anymore. It's probably not going to come back. Definitely have to get to the mustard though. That would be huge. If we got the mustard out, that would make it a lot easier to weed everything else, like in this direction, in that area. Get the celery taken care of too, maybe. Let's check out if we actually have any. We did have that one little scraggly melon. Let's see what ended up happening with that thing. It's not even here anymore, is it? No, it's not. But yeah, you can see. Oh, as I almost step on all. This is all mustard. This is all mustard. That's awesome. All that's mustard in there. This thing is going to be full of mustard. Oh my goodness. That's how much seed we've already missed. So we definitely need to get in here, get all this stuff and get it out. But then we're going to have even more seed, I assume, from this stuff, right? Because this stuff will, even if it's small, it'll go to seed and we'll have even more seed. Oh man, California wonders, not very wonderful. We did again have one pepper on each of those that was nice, but each of them had a big hole in it. Not like that, but like a big hole getting eaten. And I thought this one was the one with the biggest pepper. Oh, or not, I guess. Never mind, it was just this one. That's all we have. And that's it. Rhubarb looking fine. One of the best perennials for our cold climate, I think. But yeah, the whole way around this is now mustard mayhem. I guess that's what you get when you plant as much as I did. There's a rotting zucchini. Nice. Oh yeah, almost forgot, as always, our gorgeous celery here. Look at that stuff. I think it's about time to, I don't know, maybe it's not about time to pick it, but we could probably grab off a stalk or two here and there to try it out. Again, some of this stuff in there is probably going to be mustard. It'd be nice to get in here and get some of this stuff out. That looks like celery there. What's it doing over here? Right? Why is it so far over this way? That's weird. Obviously the celery didn't go to seed yet. Oh, wait. No, that's mustard still. That's funny. This is like one random mustard shoot. Anyway, I've been here a little too long, I think, speaking about this stuff. So let's move on. Oh yeah, the beans and peas, of course, done. The peas didn't do really anything. Oh, by the way, I planted beans and peas back here. I guess I never really even got to show that on video. Got so many beans, didn't get any peas. They got destroyed by the falling lettuce during our windstorms. The beans were fantastic. I think they're pretty much done now, though. They can survive the chill, though. We haven't even gotten down to the temperatures that would start killing them off. Still got our marigolds. Gorgeous marigold here from the cucumber patch. I love that thing. Looks so nice. Love that color. There's our, well, failed row cover at this point for the tomatoes. We'll get into those later on. And also the failed row cover for the peppers. Dang, is all I have to say about that. And of course, it's a little heavy for some of these things. That guy seems like it's seen better days. Some of these, I picked one of these. It was starting to look ripe, these cherry bombs, but, oh, there you go. There's one that's actually like a little reddish. But the one I ate was still nice and spicy. Okay, this is a jalapeno. This is one of my later jalapenos from the pepper brand experiment. That's the other one. I was wondering what in the world that thing was. It looks like a little eggplant and how black it is. This thing, that thing's gross. I don't even know what's going on with that. So that plant's probably done. I'm going to leave it there, I guess, just because why not? It's not, I'm probably just going to end up stepping on it a couple more times anyway. I'm going to try to help out. See, there's my clip. It's the best I got right now, and it's not very good. Which is why this is why it looks like this. Pretty much a failure, but I think they were going to be failing anyway if I didn't do something. So this will at least give some of them a chance. And look, I had another clip too here. Not even my 2 clips were enough. What it needs is like sewn together, to be honest, because it's multiple pieces. Jalapenos ended up covered still. I lost all the coverage on my sweet peppers. They're looking pretty sweet still. This guy's sideways. Next year maybe it'll work out a little better. Okay, wind. Can you stop for a moment, please? All right, that'll have to do for now. I'll be back out and just uncovering it probably a little later anyway. Didn't mean to even really show that. And now we come out here to our old apple tree, which, I mean, it's probably never going to produce. Might as well just cut it down. Look at all those gross apples in there. I don't know, maybe we might as well check out like what the inside of some of these look like. That's a decent sized thing there. This looks weird on the outside maybe. There's not many that are like that though. Like nice enough that you would even consider it. That one maybe too. Maybe there's a few. I guess it's worth it, probably. We just need to get someone out here that wants to pick them off. That's why I say the kids, so they can go climb around in the tree. That one looks nice there, maybe. This one perhaps too. I mean, I guess there's a few on here that are worth attempting. You try the best one first, I guess. If that one works out, yeah, try the others. It's still really chilly out here. problem with this place, one, I'm never out here, so that's a problem. But the other problem is because of that, well, the weeds growing over everything, probably going to make it harder for the runners, harder for me to deal with in between the runners for sure. You got some massive ones as always, as we have been having though. Ooh, look at that strawberry. That is gorgeous. That's mine. Nice morning snack. Looking as good as always, I'd say. Tons of strawberry. I mean, my goodness, look at all those. This thing's going nuts. These things, I should say. Strawberries galore still. Look how much are still coming. Look at all those ripening ones. All over the place. Oh my. I'm gonna have to eat them all myself so that doesn't happen. There's so many. Alright, let's save some for later maybe. Oh, look at that chunkster. Oh, got a big stem on that. Not quite ready to. Ooh. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. I am very pleased. I'll take that off now. Wish I had a container for these. Didn't even think about it. Never think about it when I come out here. I should, because this is amazing. Look at how big those are too. Those are some of the biggest ones I've had so far. These 3 Toscanos, those were the regular white color, white flowered ones. And I really have to be careful now with these runners all over the place. Where this one goes, I don't even know where it, oh, there it is, okay. Move it over more this way. I don't know where the heck those rocks came from. A lot of them. Oh, maybe all the rain, I guess, washed them up. Washed the dirt down and them up. Another one that's almost right back there. All these runners, this runner in the middle of the path. Move that out. Move this one out. Wow, that's fantastic though. So just imagine what this will look like next year. Next year we have to expand, well, we have to weed it obviously and expand it, I would say, quite a bit. Quite a bit. And then maybe even try to transplant some of these runners into the open spots earlier next season though. I need to come out here tomorrow and like almost every day, it looks like, to get these guys, to get these strawberries. See what this long Toscana tastes like. We've already tasted all these many times though. Guess I don't always get to do, you didn't get to see all that because again, I lost all that footage. There's another one. That is so sweet. So good. Love strawberries. I'm glad that they're a year one fruit. The only one we have. Even though we didn't get to sell anything. We gave quite a bit away this year. Not strawberries, but other things. The lettuce, tomatoes, some peppers, basil. But the fruit, again, the fruit is the main goal eventually. That one's good enough, I think. Maybe I'll give it to Sydney. Oh, never mind. But this is the only fruit that only takes 1 year. You know, neither the Toscana or this red everbearing are running like the regular everbearing is. Just like a whole different type of beast. But they're all producing nicely still. Which tells me that they're all, including the Toscana, are all everbearing. Probably. And we'll save that one for later. Oh. Save. No, we'll take that one. No, no. And that might be it for now. Oh no, there's one more with a bunch. I'll take that one too. Oh my. Can't hold all these anymore. I'm gonna have to pause before I go to the other stuff. Gonna have to pause. Oh my, I pulled all of those out. What a dummy I am. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna have to, here's the rest of them. See a few more there. I'm gonna have to, I'll be right back and we will check out the, you know what, I'm gonna just set these here and we'll just keep going. How about that? Come back out and get those and the rest, which I will pull right now. And I won't have to pull any. Yeah, the thing about plucking strawberries, as you just saw though, is it's a little harder than some things. You wanna, it's nice if you can get like that. You wanna get the, then you know you're getting the whole thing. But if you try to go for that much, you're also, see, risking getting the rest of the stem too, like I did earlier. You don't want that. So, and we'll go grab those later. That's not so bad. And again, I ate, what, 4 or 5? I have a load left to get. 3 Toscanas, 5 of the red everbearing, 6 of the white, because one of the reds is the one that we have in that pot. But those white everbearing are going crazy in every way, fruiting and running. I'm very interested to see if these grapes are going to survive after all they were through. I guess probably around the time where you'd trim it back. I don't know what we would trim back exactly here. Have to consult Google about that. Marigold's doing all right, I guess. If anything, these pretty much just became marigold patches, if nothing else. This one, yeah, again, the one that's more straight up, I guess that really doesn't mean anything for its potential to survive, or again, exactly where we would cut stuff off here. But I imagine we'd maybe keep some of that fresh growth, some of this fresh growth maybe too. And on this side, that one might have actually grown not too bad. And again, I think it lasted long enough that it's okay that it lost most of its leaves. Maybe. Here are the dying marigolds, apparently. But again, if I wanted to, I could come out and grab all these little flower heads, dead flower heads, full of seeds, and we could take those in, have a bunch for next year. But yeah, you know what? I think I have enough probably already. There's going to be a bunch more if I want to come out at some other point and grab them. Throw that in my pocket, and we'll have like I don't know, a dozen more. This one apple, I think the Macintosh, again, doing just fine. It's the one that needs trimmed here. So this will be the lead main branch. These 2 tall ones need trimmed down about halfway. So again, so the lead is the real lead. Other than that, it's doing pretty good because it's still upright. And then finally here, more dying marigolds, but they did really well through the year. The tree itself looks terrible. I don't know if it's just dying back for the year, or if it's just dying. I wish I knew a way to know, but I don't. And it's unfortunate because again, this one was actually structurally, it was really nice. It's actually not even nearly as bent as it used to be, so it doesn't look so bad. It kind of looks bad, but that's something that might actually be able to right on its own, maybe. Yeah, structurally it was fine. Now it's sideways though, so that sucks. And I think that's the Honeycrisp. At least that's what the apples look like. Yeah, not great on the fruits, other than of course the strawberries, which are doing fantastic. So at least we'll have that next year along with the tomatoes and the peppers, and we'll probably do lettuce and basil more focused, and actually maybe sell some of that lettuce, basil, maybe some other herbs, and maybe we'll get into actually getting some pickling going. We'll have a lot more cucumbers to actually sell those too. I'm going to be getting more varieties of everything, so that'll be fun.